No bound, 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 no boundary, no boundary, no boundary, no boundary, no boundaries,
Go, 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 go.
no bound, no bound, no bound, no bound, no boundary, no bound, no bound, no boundary, no boundary, no boundary, no boundary, no boundaries,
Yo, what it do?
What's happening?
What's up, Z?
You- Listen, I'm thinking what it is when homie is here, my computer is messed up.
Hmm. Is that it?
I think so. We gonna see.
We got because you already on the delay.
No, you on the delay.
I'm the one giving the feed. You're on the delay.
And this is crazy, bro. like, see now you back. See now you regular. This is ridiculous, man. Let me see which
Oh
let
man.
me I might have to change my let
Hey
me see
Z.
something. I'm
So answer
I'm
this
on the
question for
two.
me, man.
Yeah.
Is your Wi-Fi strictly
Yeah.
in that room only? Does it go outside of that room?
No. Yes, it goes outside of the room, fool.
Z is it's as if only the Wi-Fi works in certain parts of the house. Uh-oh, I think this guy is frozen, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're gonna wait for Zaid to come on back. Um, glad you guys joined us today. No boundaries crew. Do me a favor, right down below, you guys see it. Like I think it's right here. Oh no, it's on that side. Bam, right there, right down there. You see the no boundaries on IG. Make sure that you guys follow us on IG. No boundaries underscore JMO. Um, we're gonna see what we're gonna do about this show tonight, ladies and gents. If Zaid can last a whole 50 minutes of the show, we'll see what happens.
Listen, I just want to last 5 minutes. Can we get through the introduction?
Hey Z, we can get into the show right now if you want. You want to get into the show, Z? Oh man, this guy's Wi-Fi. His Wi-Fi is
Uh,
off.
I mean, we could try.
This guy's Wi-Fi.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Let's see.
Vicky?
Are you smart?
Yeah, real smart.
You went to
Let's
college?
see if I get
No.
in on my
You went to
phone.
college? You in high school? What was your GPA at high school?
I think like a 3 point something.
Something.
Yeah.
What's the something?
I don't know, I forgot.
Oh Lord. I'm gonna put you to the test today. You with it?
Yeah, I'm with it.
All right, spell off.
Huh?
Spell off.
Off?
Yeah.
Like, you saying like off, like get off me?
Yeah.
OFF.
Spell ice.
ISE.
Spell ice.
Ice.
How you spell ice?
ICE.
And when you put it together, what it spell?
Ice.
Spell off.
OFF.
Spell ice.
ICE.
When you put it together, what it spell?
Off ice.
I mean, I don't know what to say.
Spell off.
Off ice.
Spell off.
Off?
Yeah, off.
OFF.
Spell ice.
ICE.
You put it together, what it spell?
Off ice.
Ah, yes, they are still laughing.
They are still laughing. Hey, you know, when I hear those jokes, I always get caught up too, because it messes you up a little bit. Because you like, it can't be, you know, what they say. You know what I mean? Like you try to. Oh. You there?
Yeah, I'm here, Z.
Oh, okay. I think I'm here now. I don't know. Look, I'm gonna have to go to the library for the next episode, man.
Hey, but you know, it's funny, is because I'm with you. Some of them, they do get me too. I have to really
Yeah.
do think about it. And I know how it is, like when somebody puts you on the spot and asking you like a question or so, you know, you kind of zone out. You can't think
Yeah.
properly. And, you know,
Right.
me back in the day when I was on the, you know, doing the street team stuff, you know, I would have questions, but they would be easy questions for folks. But for some reason, you know, it doesn't click right then and there. But
Right.
then,
Right.
like maybe a minute or two later, then it's like, oh, snaps. I got you.
Like I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I just get a kick out of
I'm
them,
trying
man.
to
They are
adjust this
hilarious
thing.
to me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely hilarious.
Well, I'm about to amp you up, Z. I'm
Oh,
about
boy,
to
here
put
we
you
go.
on 10 right now.
You already know. Come on, man.
I'd rather be an American than a Democrat. I assume you're saying Democrats aren't Americans.
No, the Democrats just want socialism. That's not American.
Okay. So
They want free everything. That's not American.
Are you on Social Security?
In
Are
America,
you on Social Security?
I am, but I work a full-time business.
No, I know, but you're aware Social Security is a socialist program.
Well, that's beside the point.
You just said you don't want socialism.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't want socialism across the board.
So are you going to go give up your Social Security
I
tomorrow?
would give up my Social Security if I had to.
Okay.
I don't
Just
have
making
a
the
problem.
point. You're saying you don't want
I don't have a
socialism,
problem
but
with
you're
that.
enjoying it.
Out of it.
No.
You're making an
You
issue
are on a socialist program.
Wait a second. No, I'm not, because I paid into Social Security for 50 years before I started drawing off of it.
Right, but it's redistribution.
I don't
Young
care.
people
I
right
paid
now,
into it.
young
I
people.
earned it. I earned it.
Okay. So,
I
but
earned
you
Social
agree it's a
Security.
socialist program.
That-
The Veterans
doesn't matter.
Administration is a socialist program. The Veterans Health Care.
You know what? The veterans deserve everything they get. They're the ones that stood up and fought for you and I so we can stand here and talk freely.
We're in agreement. I'm just saying we already have socialist programs that
Well,
you're.
that's fine. A few of them are fine, but not across the board.
Okay, so which ones are you afraid
I've been
of?
in the health insurance business for 30 years. We cannot afford socialized medicine.
Can we afford endless war?
We cannot afford single payer health insurance.
Can we afford endless war? We spent $6 trillion in Iraq and Afghanistan. Were you out here talking about that?
President Trump isn't looking for that either. He's trying to pull everything back.
What are you talking about? The debt has exploded under Trump. The debt is up double.
You know what? That might be true, but he's also created far more business than anybody in history, and as the business grows, the business taxes will pay that off.
But
You gotta understand the
No. Let's just talk the facts, though.
It takes a free economy to pay off debt.
Right, but if what he's doing is mostly deregulation and tax cuts for wealthier people, which that's what the tax cuts were for,
It's the wealthy
that's
people who create business and jobs for you.
so. Why is it that such a large portion of America work minimum wage jobs to a little over minimum wage? Wait. And you have an exploding income inequality in this country. If the wealthy people are creating the jobs, why are so many people living paycheck to paycheck?
That's a has-been.
Has-beens are living paycheck to paycheck?
Yes, because it's coming around the other way. It's taken time. But we have more people working today than we have had in history. We've got fewer people on welfare and fewer people
We don't have fewer people on welfare than in history.
Where,
don't.
the hell, where have you been looking at your statistics?
The Bureau of Labor and
Yeah,
Statistics.
well, I think you're screwed up.
Well, I could read, so no. But
Pee Wee, dude. I literally had to tell a couple of people like I can't talk about politics no more. Like I'm no longer talking politics with people, because that's what you get. Even though that man had facts, he would switch it around just so Trump could look good, or just for the Republicans to look good. So I've noticed that in all my conversations that I have with people, especially conservative or Republican, it's never oh, okay, I get that. They never do. So I literally had to tell them, like, I'm not talking politics no more, bro. You know, especially when there can't be, it's not a dialogue and it's not, mutual beneficial. It's just like, I could say one thing, have facts, and they'll bring up something else. So it never goes anywhere. Just like this dude. That's a perfect example of that.
Here's my question, Z, and hopefully you're able to answer this.
Yes.
What is it about Trump that people have just gone to a cult-like mentality?
Yeah. I think it's simple. The one thing that I do get is they always say he did what he wanted to do. He's not our typical politician. And with that, I say, isn't that horrible? like, isn't it bad that we have somebody who doesn't understand politics running the political presidency for the United States? Like, just thinking logically, how does that make sense? And if that is the case, where he doesn't know what he is doing things on his own, do you really think that he's coming up with these policies or strategies that that have taken place under his presidency?
Oh,
Like, it's so
absolutely not.
Right. And that's the part of, for me, is just the logical sense of things that I think that people aren't thinking of. And even now, I've come to the realization, or I've been on it, that neither party is for us, right? Neither the Democrats or the Republicans are for us. However, vote for your interests. Like, I'm not mad at people who, go ahead.
When you say for us, who do you mean?
I mean, for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Well, we don't even want to talk about black people because neither one of these people have done nothing for black people. So we'll get, I don't think we've ever got a fair shake in anything that has been specifically for us. To bring up the Asian hate bill, people said, well, that's for all people. Well, why is it called the Asian hate bill? You know what I mean? It's not called everybody of color hate bill. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just to bring up that one thing specific, but I don't think there's anything done by any president that has been specifically for black people or American blacks or black Americans, African, or I don't know, whatever you want to call yourself. I don't think that's been anything specific done for us, P. But me personally right now, and I've always been this way, but I think that you should vote in your interest. If the Republicans are giving you something that you think is good, then go that way. If the Democrats are going that way. But for me, it's like I'm literally just gonna trust God, bro. Like people always say that the economy, and I always ask the question: are you hurting? Are you literally hurting? Have you been hurting any of these? Any of these? Have you been hurting? And the answer, nobody could give me a straight answer about that. I'm glad they brought up Social Security. I had a conversation with a guy, and we were talking about Social Security, and he was like, "My mom might lose her Social Security." And I said, "What about with student debt loans, like for me or anybody that's in college?" And he was like, "Well, Social Security you work for, but college was a choice." And I said, "A choice to make more money." You know what I mean? So even with that, like, okay, you chose to go to college, but a lot of people, when you get higher degrees and more certifications and things like that, you get more money at your job, hence, which helps you in the long run. But like I said, man, I'm literally done talking politics, bro.
Now, here, and I'm gonna say this, and we can move on to the next clip. I try to figure out the fascination that this world, well, half this world has with Trump, where this guy is like low-key like a superhero. Do anything, say anything, and get away with it. He's been indicted in Georgia right now, and I cannot see him going to jail. I just don't see it happening, right? But if he does, he goes to jail, he could still end up being the president of the United States, even in jail. He doesn't have to spend one day on the trail, but the energy and the promotion that all these networks are giving him, negative, and that's the one thing I've learned about in this industry. Positive or negative, energy that you put out there, regardless of the fact, it's still promotion. You're still being talked about, negative or positively. It's because people are constantly talking about you. People are constantly having a discussion about you, just the same way we doing it right now, right? But I try to understand, I have not seen or even heard of any president having a cult-like base that this dude can do no wrong. Like nothing wrong. And these guys well, I shouldn't say these guys. His base, just like the clip we just played, will deflect and say and do any and everything to say that he is what he has done for the country, the economy, jobs, the tax break, you name it. They will spin it however they want to spin it to say that this guy is the best candidate. That's just my 2 cents. And for me, again, I'm just trying to understand how this is. Where and why does the country feel that they want to, like a cult-like mindset, to follow behind someone like this? That's where I'm trying to get and trying to understand. But I am going to move on to the next topic, though.
Moments ago, 6 former Mississippi police officers had back in court. They've already pleaded guilty to federal charges of torturing 2 black men. Well, now they are staring down state charges. Prosecutors say the suspects, all of whom are white, called themselves the Goon Squad because of the excessive force that they've used.
Okay, this has been heart-wrenching for those victims. They, for quite some time, have been trying to get anyone to listen to them about what they experienced on that night. 2 hours of torture. When you think about having oil spilled on your body, eggs thrown at you while you recall the N-word over and over. For quite some time, these men were trying to get someone to pay attention. Now, look, this is the first time we've actually seen these men in court because that first case was a federal trial. And as you know, you can't get cameras in there. But this is a state court case. They call themselves the Goon Squad, and it was their job to go out and dispense justice the way they wanted to. In fact, at one point, they even tried to sexually assault these men, and they used their tasers over and over again to see who had the most powerful taser.
I crawled here to this spot, and they started beating me here and tasing me. As you can see, blood spots and all. And my blood spots there.
I'm embarrassed. That was Eddie Parker and Michael Jenkins. When you think about Michael Jenkins, at one point, one of these officers who was admitted to this took out a gun, and they believed they had cleared the gun. They put it in his mouth, and they pulled the trigger. He cleared the gun again and put it back in his mouth and pulled the trigger. At that point, it shot through his tongue and exited his neck. That's why he has trouble talking to this day. He'll be dealing with this for the rest of his life.
I'm so appalled when you look at something like this and you hear something like this. I'm appalled because at the end of the day, law enforcement is supposed to protect and serve. And for years, as for black people, law enforcement has never done that. Even from the conception of law enforcement, being slave catchers, to even having the Ku Klux Klan be, law-abiding citizens, to do stuff and arrest black people, to even the form of law enforcement where you see it today. And to have 3 police officers literally abuse, what else did they torture black people. I mean, at the end of the day, man, like, these guys literally need to be charged with a hate crime, with they need to be underneath the jail at the end of the day.
I'm back, Pee Wee. I'm so frustrated right now, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Was you able to see the clip that I played?
AP.
Was you able to see the clip that I played? All right.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Was you able to see the clip
Okay.
that was played?
No. Can you play it again, please?
Absolutely.
Moments
Thank you.
ago, 6 former Mississippi police officers had back in court. They've already pleaded guilty to federal charges of torturing 2 black men. Well, now they are staring down state charges. Prosecutors say the suspects, all of whom are white, called themselves the Goon Squad because of the excessive force that they've used.
Okay, this has been heart-wrenching for those victims. They, for quite some time, have been trying to get anyone to listen to them about what they experienced on that night. 2 hours of torture. When you think about having oil spilled on your body, eggs thrown at you while you recall the N-word over and over. For quite some time, these men were trying to get someone to pay attention. Now, look, this is the first time we've actually seen these men in court because that first case was a federal trial. And as you know, you can't get cameras in there. But this is a state court case. They call themselves the Goon Squad, and it was their job to go out and dispense justice the way they wanted to. In fact, at one point, they even tried to sexually assault these men, and they used their tasers over and over again to see who had the most powerful taser.
I crawled here to this spot, and they started beating me here and tasing me. As you can see, you know, blood spots and all. And my blood spots there.
I'm embarrassed. That was Eddie Parker and Michael Jenkins. When you think about Michael Jenkins, at one point, one of these officers who's admitted to this took out a gun, and they believed they had cleared the gun. They put it in his mouth, and they pulled the trigger. He cleared the gun again and put it back in his mouth and pulled the trigger. At that point, it shot through his tongue and exited his neck. That's why he has trouble talking to this day. He'll be dealing with this for the rest of his life.
P, like, why are we even at trial, P?
I try to understand the same thing, Z.
You shot him. Like, there's, what kind of justification do you have for putting your gun in this man's mouth? Like, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. But this is the stuff they tell us, let's not be victims. This doesn't happen that often. Look at the stats and all this stuff. Like, come on, bro. There's no way. There's no way you could watch that and have and not have empathy.
It's ridiculous that you have to sit here and hold a trial. I agree
that
with
makes
you.
sense.
It makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, these guys
no way that you can not watch that and not have empathy.
Absolutely. And these guys were tortured by law enforcement. You know, talking about hot oil being poured on you. Are you serious?
Right.
Then, like you said, Z, how do you justify?
Right. And what they say, almost sexually assaulted. Right.
Like, how? And you have this should be literally at the end of the day, you go to court and the judge literally should be giving you your sentence. There shouldn't be no trial that we sit up here and go back and forth. These guys have admitted to what they did. Literally, it should be the judge should be giving them their sentence. And they should not go to federal court. I mean, federal prison. They should not see a federal prison. You there, Z?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, it's bad. But I can hear you.
All right.
There are two sides to the colonization coin. Indigenous Africans will never know what it feels like to have 500 years of your history wiped out. You can probably go back to your grandmother, great-great-grandmother, grandfather, and you can probably spit out the history of your family. To the village, to the tree, to the place where your great-great-grandmother maybe was even born. And there may be a house still there, or a hut still there, or some place where you could say, this is where we are from, in this town. We can't do that. You guys will never know what that feels like, right? And having to fight. And the same token, we'll never know what it feels like to be colonized on your own land. That's a whole different thing. So it's like, yes, African Americans have had to endure slavery, but indigenous Africans have had to endure colonization on their own land.